Hi, thanks so much for coming to Bud's BMW today. My name's Kristian, and next to me is the all-electric ultimate driving machine. This is the BMW iX. So I know you mentioned at your last visit that your round-trip commute is only about 40 kilometers, or about 40 minutes. You're about 20 minutes away from work, and it's about 20 minutes back. But you also mentioned to me that the previous owner of your home had installed the 240-volt socket in the garage, which means that for every commute that you're going to have throughout the week, the iX is going to be able to be plugged into that socket. I know you also mentioned to me that with the X5 you're driving at the moment, space is going to be important, especially trunk space if you're going to be going up to the cottage in Muskoka. Now that's a 200-kilometer trip if I remember correctly, but the good news is that you have both level 2 and level 3 chargers on the way up to the cottage, so you're never going to get the range anxiety that I know you asked me about. Now I know you mentioned that you had some questions about charging, specifically around the range you're going to be able to expect, as well as charging speeds and times. So while we're on the outside of the vehicle, I did want to show you how simple it is to use. A simple press at the back side of the flap, and you're going to have your different ports available. Now level 1 and 2 charging are going to be used through the AC flap at the top. This is going to provide, with a level 2 charger, around 8 hours to get you to 100% charge, which really is overnight. And charging can either be set up through the BMW iDrive system or through your My BMW app. If you do find yourself in a position where you can take advantage of a level 3 charger, you're actually able to top your vehicle up from 10 to 80% charge in around a half hour. So as you're driving up to the cottage, a quick coffee break will satisfy 80% of the range. Now I know one of the main questions you had at our last week appointment was about the range of the iX, and specifically coming out of the X5, you want to make sure you have enough. I've got some good news for you. The iX40 has around 400 kilometers of electric range, and BMW was actually able to create a drag coefficient as low as 0.25 thanks to its clean and monolithic exterior design. Everything about the vehicle was designed with aerodynamics in mind, which is why the front end is so smooth with so few openings, yet the air aprons down below are able to direct air around the smooth body. They even thought of the wheels and reducing drag there with 21-inch aerodynamic performance wheels. And as you know, all of the batteries on the underside are completely flattened out and encased in aluminum, just to provide the vehicle with a little more slip. Now on the topic of maximizing your range, there are some things you can do that'll both make the interior of the car comfortable when you get in, but it'll also allow the batteries to be at their ideal operating temperature, even in a Canadian cold winter. Preconditioning the vehicle can be done either through the BMW app, which I know you already have, or through the screen. But preconditioning allows the batteries to begin heating or cooling themselves as necessary before you leave, which both provides you with as much range as possible, but as you get into the vehicle, it's the perfect temperature. The BMW iX is full of holistic sustainability, and what makes the iX so sustainable is its environmentally friendly and environment-conscious thinking that goes into everything. The iX is also full of renewable materials. Take these seats, for example, which are actually dyed with an olive leaf extract as opposed to a typical synthetic dye, which again, just gives back to the planet and reduces the carbon footprint of the vehicle. The drive modes in the BMW iX are amazingly customizable. We have so many different modes to choose from, but if you are in the mood to experience the full 465 pound-foot of torque that the iX produces, simply press Sport mode and you'll actually hear the soundtrack for the vehicle produced by Hans Zimmer, who of course is one of the most famous composers in the world. Now on a longer drive, the BMW iX does have the optional Advanced Driver's Assistance package. And to activate this feature, you're going to press on the cruise control button, and instead of selecting distance control, which will match the speed of the vehicle in front of you, you're actually going to press assisted driving. What this allows us to do is effectively take our hands off the steering wheel for short periods of time, and you just simply touch it as soon as the vehicle requests that your hands return to the wheel. On a long drive home, or for example up to the cottage, this makes it a very smooth drive and doesn't need you to work too hard.